have a question. And I was telling my beloved wife, A, B, C, and D. Well, first I asked her, I said, is there anything what's my weakness? I asked her, what was my weakness? Meaning that if you sat down and if you observed me. Before I go on, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. I said, what is my weakness? Because I'm very interested to know what my weakness is. Because if you know what your weakness is, you know what patterns to look out for in terms of a relationship. In terms of life, you'll know exactly what you need to be intentional on. So my question is, in relationships, is it healthy to, if you have a person that you are doing life with and you want to have a successful life or relationship, is it healthy to say, hey, I noticed A, B, C, and D. I noticed A, B, C, and D. And it's not really a critical issue. It's not a criticizing matter, but it's something that you observe about your partner or your spouse. I don't know, can you use spouse in same sex? I don't even know what to call it no more. But is it actually healthy to sit there and say, hey, I noticed A, B, C, and D? And not to say that you need to work on it for us. You actually need to work on it for you. For you. You actually need to work on it for you, because if we are supposed to have life goals, I wonder if I have my straps on. It's a good question. We're gonna find out when the poles fly out. I noticed that if we are supposed to have life goals that we supposed to accomplish, if I say, hey, this is for you, it's kind of like if I did not go to the said gym. If I didn't go to the said gym and I was getting out of shape, out of weight, and I used to, is it healthy for that individual to say, hey, I noticed that, you used to have a habit of doing this, but this is kind of waning. What explain this to me. What's going on? And it's not to say that you're criticizing your spouse. You just say, hey, if you want me to be your life partner, your spouse, and a chain is only as strong as its weakest link, what's going on? How can I help you maintain this? And this is something that, okay, you know about yourself. Like I know about my weaknesses. I know about my weaknesses, and therefore I know exactly what I have to be intentional on. It's like, no, I got to really. And here's a classic example. When I got back from Thanksgiving, I hurried up and got my behind back into the said gym, because I know that I will develop a habit of, just not going. And I'm quite sure that's a lot of people's issue. But I'm very conscientious that if I don't get up and get my behind out of here and make this first, I've got to make it first. I've got to, because I know myself. I know that, if I'm not intentional about doing this, I will start to develop a pattern of not going. Especially me working, it don't even got nothing to do with me working all day. That's a whole bunch of hogwash and excuses. I will develop a pattern of not going. I have to be intentional about sitting down at my piano and practicing, because if I'm not intentional about that, you'll never get to the goal that I have set for myself. I'll never reach that goal. So there are things that I know that I've got to be intentional on. And I believe I probably used a bad example, but it was something that I noticed that I said, well, they used to do this, hell high water, and hey, and it wasn't a biggie, because where your spouse needs help at, you pick up immediately. It's like there's no biggie. But I noticed that, how can I help, you become more intentional, or not even intentional, but ABC. Oh, snap, I got her wallet. Oh, man. Anyway. Crap. Anyway, how can I help you if you're going to meet? I'm all about helping people, long as you allow me to meet your individual goals. If you come to me and say, hey, I've got goals I need to make, what advice do you have? I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like a relative of mine said, hey, what does my daughter need to do to make it? And I was very honest with her. I said, hey, this has got to happen. This needs to happen. Oh, so-and-so's the best. I said, you'll understand. There are a lot. This is what she is going to be competing with. As far as you thinking she's talented, yeah, there's levels of talent. There's also levels of hard work combined with talent. And not to say that she didn't have those things, but I had to let her know, hey, if she needs to be taken from here to there, and that is the goal, this is what needs to be worked upon. This is what needs, and like clockwork, she was like, she had my little cousin on the phone with me that night and watch her evaluate her, because we understand what the goal is. So understanding what goals are in a relationship, or even at a job or career. If you're trying to get to the next level, they're going to tell you, hey, I noticed this, and hey, if you could just tweak this, and don't do it for us, but do it for you. Do it for you, because, we gonna keep doing what we doing. We gonna keep doing what we doing, but do this for you, because I'm in this gas station, because I want to see you successful. I want to see you, if you're trying to get in shape, if you're trying to do this, if you're trying to do that. 2 for $9. What the heck is going on here? I have to go get another $1. We want to see you meet your goals. And not to say, that usually if somebody's making sure that it wants to help you meet your goal, they're going to say, hey, I noticed this, and I'll always ask for feedback. Hey, what do you notice about me? What do you notice about me? Our counselor gave us report cards and said, I want you guys to grade each other. And I'm like, I don't know about grading each other. I'm not really into grading. I want you to grade yourself. And I can't even say if it's a pass fail. because as long as I'm here with you, it's always going to be a pass. It's always going to be a pass. But I will say, if I notice that there are patterns, it's like, hey, you know, I see you as fervent about doing this, and now, you know, you just start developing levels of this. Are you okay? You know, it's a check-in. Are you okay? What can I do? And I do what I can do. It's like, no, okay. Now I'll pick up here. Now I understand it. I'll pick up there. And by being an example, you know, we can all make stuff come together. But back to the original question, is there anything wrong with looking at your spouse, your partner, and saying, hey, you know, I noticed this, and, you know, what can I do? What can I do to make sure we make our goals happen, or make your goals happen personally for you? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Peace.